before calling the Ambassador of the United States of America to Greece in the podium, I would like to say that in 2012, the US Ambassador of United States in Greece then, Dan Smith, we had a discussion, and I told him that we do not have ambassadors in our conferences, not only the shipping conferences. And he said, you know, why not do the first ambassadors panel? And we did it with the UK ambassador and moderator then, Manolis Vordonis, the ex-executive director of Thena Maris, and it was so successful that afterwards we were seeing ambassadors presenting and empowering the relations with Greece in many conferences. I had the honor to represent Greece in the IVLP program in 2011, and I will be again in another program in December, and it's a great honor for me to be here with us and discuss about the US-Greek relationships. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for the honor to be in our forum.
Kalimera. Thank you, Denai, for inviting me to be with you today. First of all, let me say how impressed I am that everybody is here the morning after the MVIR Awards dinner and Propeller Club. That was a big event. Congratulations, George, and I'm glad they have coffee for us this morning. It's a great pleasure for me to see so many friends and colleagues here from the Greek government and the Athens diplomatic community. I also want to say how much I appreciated the fact that you have chosen the island of Lesbos as the honored island for this year's conference. I've said to Spiros Kalinos, the mayor, when I was in Mytilene a few months ago, that I think there are a few places in Greece that better embody the principle of philotimo, the generosity of spirit that the Greek people have shown through this period of crisis than the island of Lesbos. So thank you, Denai, for doing that. It's also, of course, wonderful to be back on the Hellas Liberty. I can think of no venue that better embodies the spirit of Greek-American cooperation than this ship. After the Second World War, it was these American-made Liberty ships, combined with the Greek people's ingenuity and seafaring tradition, that helped revitalize your shipping industry following the devastation brought on by the Second World War. We've been celebrating the 70th anniversary of the Marshall Plan this year, including at an event here on board the Hellas Liberty. And along with that celebration, we've been recognizing symbols like this ship that showcase the deep and historic bonds between the American and Greek people and our two governments. I know that in Greece you have an expression that Greek people have seawater in their blood. And what's great is that in Greece you actually have written proof of this going back thousands of years. So, for instance, we know that when Xenophon and the 10,000 finally reached the Greek cities on the Black Sea 2,400 years ago, after the difficult march from Persia, they shouted with joy, not because they saw their fellow countrymen, but because they were able to see the sea once again, shouting, Thalassa, Thalassa. And I can testify that throughout my trips to the Greek islands, on Greek ships, and with many Greek sailors and captains, that the sea is definitely still in your blood. So I'm very proud of the role that the United States has played in helping the Greek shipping community reconquer the seas over the past 70 years. The size and scale of the Greek shipping industry today is a tremendous achievement and provides a bellwether for the health of the global economy. And as many of you know, I recently returned from a trip to the United States where I accompanied Prime Minister Tsipras on his visit to Chicago and Washington. The trip was a remarkable success and showed how much progress our two countries have made in strengthening our bilateral ties. I think it's fair to say that the U.S.-Greece relationship has never been stronger than it is today. The messages that we Americans heard throughout the course of the Prime Minister's visit, at the very highest levels, was that Greece is back. Greece is open for business, and it is a pillar of stability in the region. And the Greek shipping industry symbolizes all of these messages. It's a pillar of strength and stability in the global economy. The work that you do helps to keep our economies open, dynamic, and free. And I look forward to seeing even stronger cooperation between Greece and the United States in the upcoming months, and predict that 2018 will be another groundbreaking year for our bilateral relationship. This includes continued cooperation between our two governments, like that we've seen through dozens of high-level meetings over the past year, including the visits of multiple U.S. congressional delegations to Greece, meetings between our Secretaries of State, Defense, and Commerce, and then culminating with the Prime Minister's recent trip to the United States. But this engagement also includes greater people-to-people ties, whether it's working with Greek and American scholars on educational exchanges through Europe's oldest Fulbright program, which will be celebrating its 70th anniversary this year, or helping young leaders from Greece's impressive entrepreneurial ecosystem grow and thrive through entrepreneurship exchanges and support programs. Our embassy works hard to bring Greeks and Americans together in key sectors to the benefit of all. This partnership also includes enhanced bilateral investment cooperation, including an overall strategy where Greece serves as a regional hub and supplies energy from diverse sources to Europe, spurred by increased U.S. investment in this critical sector, as well as U.S. investment in Greek shipping, ports, and shipyards. In particular, I hope we will be able to celebrate very soon a major U.S. investment in the Syros shipyard. The U.S. company Onyx is eager to bring its expertise to the Syros shipyard. I'm glad to see that deal-making is making progress and look forward to celebrating a major U.S. investment there in the coming weeks. I would also like to reiterate a point I've made publicly many times before. As Greece continues along the privatization path, selling state-owned assets, including parts of its maritime infrastructure, it is essential that it does so in a manner that is open, transparent, and grounded in the principles of free and fair competition. We saw this here already with the privatization of the 14 regional airports, where the winning bidders had a known track record of doing business in Greece and Europe. It was clear where their financing came from and who their shareholders were. An investment and privatization system based on transparency and rule of law will help build confidence in Greece as an investment destination and create momentum that can sustain the Greek economic rebound. I'm confident that if Greece continues to commit itself to building such an environment, American investors will take a fresh look at Greece. Another example is the port of Alexandria. The strategic position of this port is on full display right now, as elements of the U.S. Army's 10th Combat Air Brigade are using it as a staging area for Black Hawk helicopters and cargo moving back to the United States from Romania, demonstrating, as I discussed with the mayor of Alexandria this summer, the potential of that port to play a much bigger role in regional infrastructure and connectivity. In conclusion, I want to underline how proud I am to say that the friendship between Greece and the United States has never been stronger. We have reached a special moment in our bilateral relationship, and we must continue to build on this momentum. You all are aware that the U.S. will be next year's honored country at the premier trade fair in the region, the Thessaloniki International Fair. President Trump called this an opportunity for us to highlight on the world stage American entrepreneurship, innovation, and enterprise. And he promised to send a high-level delegation to represent the United States at the fair. But the fair will also give us an opportunity to highlight our strong bilateral relationship in all the areas I mentioned earlier, whether economic, defense and security, or people-to-people ties. My embassy team, in cooperation with the American Hellenic Chamber of Commerce, is already working on a series of events around the TIF to demonstrate, as Governor Zyzikostas put it to me, that America is back in northern Greece. I encourage you all to attend these events and, of course, the fair itself. Greece and the United States will continue to profit from strengthening ties between our people, businesses, and governments. A strong Greece, in the American view, will also benefit Europe and the wider Mediterranean and Balkan regions. As President Trump told Prime Minister Tsipras in the White House Rose Garden, America's friendship with the Greek people has been long and enduring. And Thomas Jefferson wrote, at the dawn of the modern Greek state, that no people sympathize more with Greek patriots, and none offer more sincere and ardent prayers to heaven for their success than the American people. I am extremely proud of the U.S. Embassy's role in building this partnership and want to underline today my respect and appreciation for the vital role that the Greek shipping industry has played in building this relationship that is so important to both of our countries. Thank you very much. Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
A small souvenir for you. It's the liberty to remind you of this day, and we thank you very, very much for being here with us. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Thank you.